Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lecture 1 of Accounting for Business Combinations 2. This lecture is going to be a brief introduction to the subject Accounting for Business Combinations 2. This subject is being studied by BCom students who are in their second year. The subject is only a sequel to its predecessor, Accounting for Business Combinations 1, which is studied by BCom students in their first year. So, this subject will be a mere extension of what was studied in Accounting for Business Combinations 2. But what exactly is that we are going to study here as second year BCom students, and why we have Accounting for Business Combinations 1 and Business Combinations 2? It is important for us to understand the basics of the subject as to why we need to study the subject, what are the objectives of the subject, what are the benefits that I will be receiving as a student. Only then there is a clarity as to why we are studying the subject, and it makes it all the more easy to understand the subject. So on that note, let's get into the video. The first slide, of course, as you see, is introduction to the subject accounting for business combinations 2. Now, moving on, why do we need to study this paper? Well, for most of us as students, it becomes a lot more easier if we understand what is the reason behind studying this paper. That is what this slide is exactly going to answer. Well, very basic idea is this subject will help us understand three areas of business combinations. The first one is how to record a business combinations. What are the various accounting transactions, accounting entries that need to be passed when there's a business combination that occurs? Now that takes us to our second question. What do you mean by business combinations? Well, in simple terms, business combination means when two separate entities come together as one. Okay, but this word business combination has been defined more clearly in IFRS 3, the standard that which we will be studying in the forthcoming units. So for now, in a very superficial level, it's enough for us to understand that business combination is when two different business entities come together, whether in the form of a merger or an acquisition or any other form of combination. The next slide brings us to course objectives. What are the objectives with which this course has been constructed for BCom students? Well, the first objective is it gives us a thorough understanding of preparation of accounts in case of amalgamation and external reconstruction. Also, to evaluate the approach of corporates towards mergers and acquisition events. So this paper revolves around mergers, acquisitions, amalgamations, and reconstructions. These four terms or jargons you will constantly come across by the time you finish this entire course. So this slide was about the objectives of the course. What are the objectives with which this course has been formed? Now it's important for us to understand what is the outcome of the course. As a student, if I'm going to study this subject, what are the benefits that I'm going to get? So let's look at all the different course outcomes that are here. Illustrate an in-depth overview of the accounting and reporting requirements with respect to business combinations. So here we will be studying from the perspective of IFRS standards. So one thing that we all know about IFRS is it does not just gives us a guideline on accounting aspects, but also on how to report these things to your stakeholders or users of the financial statement. So it is accounting and reporting requirements of what? Of business combinations as prescribed by your Financial Accounting Standards Board. Second outcome, differentiate between the different levels of investment. All right, and identify what is the appropriate accounting to perform a purchase price allocation and a goodwill calculation. All right, so whether you're an acquirer or you're an acquiree, or if you merged with another company, or there's been an amalgamation, or there's been a reconstruction, these are certain concepts that are going to be there. namely your purchase consideration and goodwill calculation. So here we will be able to understand how to identify purchase price and how to treat goodwill, how to calculate the goodwill by, of course, using the rules that and guidelines that have been given to us in IFRS 3 business combinations. The third outcome, solve accounting related problems in case of amalgamation and absorption. So we'll have a lot of accounting problems and you will understand how to solve these. That is in case of amalgamation and absorption, how to account for. The fourth one is determine the value of companies in case of external and internal reconstruction. Of course, when we are studying this, we will also be able to understand the meaning of external and internal reconstruction and how to identify the new value of the company. Formulate the liquidator's final statement of accounts. These five course outcomes have been formulated in such a way that each outcome is aligned with one of your units. Okay, so this subject has 5 different units, and for each unit, there's a course outcome. So at the end of each unit, this is what you can expect to know and study and understand. So now let's come to what are the contents of the paper. This paper is majority a practical paper. However, the first 2 units are theory concepts. So in unit 1, we will be studying about standards. Unit 2 also is about standards. And it is very, very essential for all of us to understand the theoretical base of any concept, not just a practical paper, but a theoretical understanding of the concept makes our foundation very, very strong. So even if you want to know why to debit a certain expense, why not to credit it, which measurement we have to take, fair value, market value, NRV, all of these things are embedded in your standard. So studying the standard gives us a very good understanding of how to deal with practical problems. So there are some of students who feel that practical is more easy than theory, but you have to understand that theory forms your foundation. It is the basics for any practical problem that you're going to solve. If you don't get your theory right, then practical problems will become merely by-hearting formulas and by-hearting entries and by-hearting calculations. But if you know the conceptual background of it, if you have a conceptual clarity, which only theory will give us, then practical problems becomes easy. Whatever the type of problem is, you will be able to solve it. So the emphasis, of course, needs to be on theory. Okay. So like I mentioned, the first 2 units are theory concepts that is going to give us a heads up for the following 3 units, which are practical problems. Okay. So here is a complete gist of your syllabus. Like I mentioned, Unit 1 is completely about standards. There are about 9 standards in Unit 1. We'll be studying some basic standards and, of course, standards that are related to business combinations like IFRS 3, then IFRS 8, IFRS 10 consolidated financial statements, then 12 disclosure of interest in other entities, fair value measurement, of course, IFRS 1. So there are about 9 standards. We will superficially study all of these 9 standards so that we have a fair understanding of what is there in the standard. Now, Unit 2 is a much more further in-depth understanding of IFRS 3 because like I mentioned in the beginning, we'll be talking more about business combinations in this subject. All right, so Unit 2 is IFRS 3. We'll be talking about business combinations, how to identify an acquirer, how do you deal with consolidated financial statements, acquired liabilities, customer related intangible assets, treatment of expenses relating to business combination, all of these things. Unit 3, 4, and 5 is more practical. So Unit 3, we'll be studying about amalgamation and absorption. Of course, we'll be starting with the meaning of amalgamation and absorption, as I presume this to be a new concept. Types of amalgamations, what are the methods of calculating your purchase consideration, accounting for amalgamations, ledger accounts in the book of both your transferor and transferee, then preparation of new balance sheet. Balance sheet, of course, we'll be following the revised format of vertical balance sheet. Unit 4 is external and internal reconstruction. Again, we will be understanding the meaning, objective, procedure, what are the different journal entries that have to be passed, and eventually the preparation of balance sheet. Last unit is liquidation of companies, meaning types of liquidation, calculation of a liquidator's remuneration, and preparation of a liquidator's financial statement of accounts. So these are the things that we will be studying in this new subject called Accounting for Business Combinations 2. So this was a brief introductory video lecture for you to have a fair idea of what is in store for you under this subject. In the next lecture, we will discuss Unit 1, a couple of standards in Unit 1. Thank you, everybody.